Hi.
Hello.
Hello, Kevin. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you, more importantly?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, this is exciting day, right? The Global XR Bootcamp.
Always exciting.
All right. So today, what are we going to do today? What topic that will be delivered to the audience right now? So you're going to the XR in commercial entertainment, right? Today, and I think this is exciting industry in entertainment to use the XR in their process in their daily business, something like that. And yeah, it's your time right now, and let's start your presentation.
So I'm going to forgive me. It's quite late or early, depending on your point of view here. So I'm going to try and share the screen and not blow up the internet.
All
Okay.
right.
So I will start my presentation. Let's see if that works. Boom, boom. You see, trying to get your machine to see it is always the tricky part with Windows.
Yes.
I have always. All right. So, can you see the presentation now?
Uh, Not yet. You haven't presented right now.
Okay. Let me. Application Windows. Aha. You see, each system is different. How is that? Can you see that okay now? Did that work? Hello?
Hello, Kevin. You close your share screen. Can you start to share again your
Of
screen?
course.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. And let us share it one more time. Share screen, application, and I will start. Well, after we get through all of the technology problems, it's always interesting to try and do this with new technology. But anyway,
Yes.
let
Okay.
me go on, please.
Yep. All right. So, Kevin, please present yourself. I remove myself.
Thank you. So I've been allowed to go into a little bit of the detail regarding the location-based entertainment industry and also the application of this type of technology in the commercial sector. And what I mean by the commercial sector is I'll try and give an overview of the industry, the key components that are being applied at the moment, and also I'll try and give you an idea of where the future lies for the application of XR in this sector. Anyway, let me introduce myself properly. I'm Kevin Williams. I'm a specialist consultant in the location-based entertainment sector. I come from a background of working both in the amusement side of the industry as well as the theme park, with some background in the consumer game sector. Now I consult for a number of companies that are either investors in the out-of-home entertainment market, are either manufacturers of the hardware that goes into that sector, or are the operators that are offering this kind of system to the public at the moment. And one of the things that I do along with the consultants is I run a newsletter that also covers developments in that sector. And at the end of the presentation, I'll give you details to contact me regarding getting a copy of that newsletter if that's something of interest to you. So when I say location-based entertainment and the out-of-home entertainment industry, it's a vast cornucopia of different sectors. We have everything from the theme parks that most of you will be familiar with, but we also include the visitor attractions sector. We include the leisure entertainment sector. The casino industry is an industry that employs what we would call pay-for-play immersive entertainment systems. And there is a minutiae of smaller aspects of that industry that are also impacted by that. We include the arcade industry, the amusement industry, but there's also the laser tag and the esports sector, which is gaining a lot of interest at the moment. There is the exhibition and the museum sector that includes immersive entertainment systems in their roll-up. And even the fitness industry now is looking at immersive technology entertainment systems as a means to offer a compelling and drawing entertainments to keep their guests occupied. And I will show some of the technologies and some of the systems that are being used in that sector. But I have really tried to whittle down, as you can see, a quite complicated and large industry into a simple and easy way for you to understand the progression of immersive technology into this. And we've kind of broken it down into 5 phases of operation. The first phase was the initial application of the technology. We've seen phase 2 with the latest virtual reality technology being deployed. We have phase 3 and 4, and even now phase 5 with the deployment of cross reality XR. And I will try and explain each one of those facets and also give you a little bit of an understanding of how they fit compared to their consumer cousins. So first, obviously, we'll start with virtual reality. And we came from a point a few years ago, around 2016, when consumer technology became available to allow us to utilize it towards application in out-of-home entertainment. And you have to understand that our industry was one of the first to employ virtual reality back in the 90s. And it didn't really die, it just became non-cost effective for us to utilize head-mounted display systems in entertainment locations. But with the consumer revolution, with this latest phase of interest in the technology, we were lucky enough to take then the Oculuses and the HTC systems and even the smartphone powered systems such as the Gear VR and deploy them as entertainment systems, as you'll see later on. And what has happened recently is that from those early iterations, the market has evolved and grown and now has separated into 3 areas. We have the standalone systems, which the Quest from Oculus is a very notable example. We also now have the inside-out tracking systems, such as the Rift S and the Focus from HTC. And we have the high-end, the powerful PC-enabled systems that build a lot on what was previously developed through the systems such as the Rift and the HTC Vive, and leads towards the next generation of immersive technology. And all of those 3 examples are now being deployed into the entertainment sector. But the interesting point is, what do we mean by entertainment? The early adoptions of this technology saw systems such as Positron, where we had virtual reality head-mounted displays linked to a special film passive experience, where the individual sat in unique motion seats and was steered through a virtual experience. The early applications of these systems were quite literally as virtual reality cinemas. The ability for the individual to sit back and be immersed in an experience that was taken either from a film or from special effects sequences created for the film. For this example you see here, a special film experience, virtual reality experience, was created linked to the film The Mummy that simulated the zero-G sequence that was very popular in the film. And it was this ability to have a unique, immersive cinema experience that really started to show the legs of where immersive entertainment could be utilized in the market. We also saw the development of virtual reality employed on existing attractions. And really early on, with the mobile VR systems, the smartphone enabled systems such as the Gear VR, we saw operators developing systems that could be then utilized on roller coasters, on flat rides. In this particular case, the individual puts on the head mounted display, and all of the actions and the visuals that they see through their virtual viewer, it mirrors the motion characteristics of the ride. All of the loops, the spins, and the drops are represented within a virtual environment that they see. And the great thing about this technology for the theme park industry was that with the click of a mouse, you can change the content. And one day you're on the Zombie Blaster roller coaster, and the next day it's a Santa sleigh experience. It is that capability of mirroring marrying virtual reality, immersive technology with physical experience that proved very compelling for a number of theme park attractions at the early stages, the phase 2 of this application. And that has continued. We have now seen the virtual reality application applied to other kinds of experiences. We've seen them applied to flat rides, and in this particular case, we see it applies to bumper cars, the bumper car experiences. And the ability here is that the people put on the head-mounted display, get into their ride vehicle, and then rather than being stuck inside a fairground bumper car experience, they are transported to the surface of another planet. And the great thing with this kind of technology is that the other drivers, the other bumper cars in this particular case, are represented virtually in the experience. So it isn't just a singular experience, but it is an interactive experience with multiple players. And it is this level of engagement that has proven very compelling towards drawing virtual reality in location-based entertainment to that next level of engagement. And it isn't just the experiences on dry land. We have seen the first developments of virtual reality systems that work in water experiences. Dive VR have been working with their Ballast VR system first for water flume rides. Again, the VR experience that is perceived by the user is mirrored to the motion effects of the flume ride. And they have also developed their Dive Plus system, which takes a unique water jet system, as well as their waterproof virtual reality headset, and it allows you to simulate multiple locations, traveling across the barrier reef or traveling through outer space with the zero gravity effects simulated by the zero buoyancy achieved through their unique system. And a great application here with the multitude of entertainment facilities that have swimming pools. This is an ability to actually monetize, to achieve a revenue generation out of the pool systems that in many cases go neglected. The amusement industry was quick to look at the next generation of virtual reality and come up with means to deploy this into their sector. And what we have are a number of companies that have created fundamentally the same approach as I showed you earlier of a motion seat system and a passive ride experience, but taking it one step further. And here we see the three leading systems. Well, two of the leading systems and the brand new incumbent, a brand new entrance into this. Virtual Rabbit has been one of the most successful of the VR arcade machines out in the market for the last few years. With over 300 units out in the field, and we're just now seeing Storm from Triotech jumping in and offering their experiences. And our friends at Raw Thrills have developed their system using a well-known IP, King Kong. Again, the people sit in a motion seat system. They put on the head-mounted display and are pushed into a virtual environment. And a unique feature for these machines is now the inclusion of interactivity. So through hand tracking, the player's movements can be mirrored into the game experience, so adding a new level of interactivity to the passive ride original concept. Standing up interactive entertainment experience has been a leading component for many of the VR applications. Initially with the VR arcade industry, which were using homegrown, homespun arcade kiosks, and now we see in the amusement sector the development of dedicated VR kiosks that incorporate automation, so they automatically deploy the headset system to the user. They incorporate large screen displays with multiple available content, and also include hygiene capabilities such as UV light emitters that clean the headsets after the individuals have used them. It is this aspect of the self-service VR kiosk that was gaining quite a lot of interest from the amusement sector and also the location-based entertainment industry as an opportunity to create a plug-and-play solution for those interested to try VR but were afraid to take the step of buying it from a home application. And it is the early stages, the initial phases of VR deployment into out of home that has led to the next phase of development. And that really is the ability to play together and to play in unique environments, achieving something that cannot be emulated by the home systems. And that has really seen the explosion in free roaming and arena scale VR systems. One of the industry leaders in this kind of approach of a combined interactive multiplayer entertainment environment is Hologate, and they have had great success as an industry leader with their 4-player and 2-player mass play systems, what I call VR enclosures. Multiple players put the headsets on, in some cases put on special force feedback vests with haptic feedback weapons, and can take part in multiplayer game experiences. The company has also developed a unique motion simulator that allows virtual reality to be taken to that next level, with the racing Blitz offering a multi-directional motion base with full feedback and interactivity that brings a level of game play to the out-of-home entertainment market that is beyond really the achievements of consumer systems. That is a major part of our industry. If you can do something similar to this at home, the audience will stay at home. We have to offer something that is unique and compelling, that will get them away from their comfort zone and allow them to come into our facilities and pay to play. And it is that kind of unique, interactive, physical, tactile experience that has also been created through systems such as the Hyperdeck, where you have 4 players using unique force feedback controllers while standing on a unique motion base, while physical effects such as wind and smell and heat are blown at them as they take part in the game. A compelling and unique experience that is played in groups. And another aspect of the out-of-home entertainment industry that you must take away is that we are an industry that depends on offering multiplayer level game experience. Solitary play is usually the home of the home player, where we in the out-of-home entertainment industry are dealing with groups of players. The market has also moved to the new level of employing some of the attributes from other sectors of the market. And one of those is the escape room game industry. We have seen an explosion in interest in multiplayer escape room games, physical escape rooms. And it was quite obvious that the virtual reality platform would offer something unique to that. And we've now seen a growth of virtual reality-based escape gaming. Companies like Ubisoft, famous for their consumer games development, have utilized their popular IP and deployed escape games in virtual reality using these intellectual properties, Assassin's Creed, for example, and allowing players to then take part in that universe and solve puzzles and work as a group to achieve that. And the benefits, obviously, of VR escape gaming is that you don't need a physical facility. You don't need to have physical items that you have to load and reload again and again. And also that the experience can be quickly and simply changed to the next one once one product loses favor or has been played out by the audience. And it is that flexibility and that ability to offer a new level of immersion and engagement while still employing escape gaming that has proven very attractive to the market. Not only VR arcade facilities, not only location-based entertainment facilities, but even escape room facilities are including a virtual reality setup in their facility as a kind of additional entertainment offering to their audience. But it is free roaming, the ability to totally move freely without cables, without any obstructions, that has really taken the imagination of the next generation, the next phase of VR investment. And companies like Zero Latency have been at the forefront of developing backpack-based VR multiplayer game experiences. People able to move around in groups up to 8 players, utilizing force feedback weapon systems, the latest high performance HP head mounted displays, as well as very powerful PCs to be able to immerse themselves totally in a virtual environment like no other. And it is this kind of compelling multiplayer free roaming experience that has started to gain incredible interest throughout the entertainment market. Zero Latency has installed already over 40 facilities with this particular setup of system. And there are other companies that have jumped into this market with both feet, trying to define the market that they see for free roaming game experiences. Companies like The Void, who partnered with Walt Disney and developed a whole suite of virtual reality experiences based on the popular Disney movie IP, ranging from Star Wars to Wreck-It Ralph. The ability to have the players enter a very real recreation of the popular Star Wars universe, or the Wreck-It Ralph universe, or even of the Jumanji universe, using virtual reality technology, using haptic feedback through the weapon systems, but also having physicality, having props within the environment that adds to the illusion of the experience, has been very compelling for the company. And they rolled out a number of facilities leading up to the situation that we now find ourselves in. Another company, Sandbox VR, received great amounts of investment towards building their own immersive, free-roaming, backpack-based VR experiences. And again, they partnered with large IPs, creating the Star Trek Discovery experience that they were rolling out across their facilities. And recently, just a couple of weeks ago, we have seen another entrance into the market. Mac Next, part of the Mac Ride Corporation, who are famous for their theme park attractions, have launched the You'll location-based entertainment platform, again using powerful backpack PCs, again using powerful head-mounted displays. In this particular case, the Pimax head-mounted display linked to unique tracking technology and a unique game experience to create a compelling experience. And it is this level of engagement that is hoped to draw the new audience to these kinds of entertainment venues. And in some cases, the industry is looking at a cost-effective approach to this market. Not everybody will have the deep pockets to be able to have a vast PC backpack head-mounted display, fully themed location-based free roaming environment. And already, as I showed earlier, with the progression to smaller and cheaper head-mounted display technology, such as the Quest, such as the Pico, such as the HTC Focus, we are now seeing the application of free roaming VR scaled down for more cost-effective deployment in smaller venues. And companies like HeroZone have been developing their application that offers a pared down, a reduced but still compelling free roaming multiplayer experience. Moving on to other applications of this technology, and esports is a common refrain that you hear talked about. We have seen the explosion of competition gaming across the market, across the world, especially during lockdown with the removal of live sports. Esports has jumped into the vacuum and become incredibly popular. And we have seen esports deployed in VR for some time. In Asia, companies like Brogent have been creating simulator systems linked to esports game competitions that have been televised and streamed. Have proved incredibly popular, and that mentality has been brought over to the West, and companies like Virtrix have created their own esports competitions based on their unique omnidirectional treadmill system that have proved incredibly compelling. The draw of the big prize, along with the competition of team sports, has always proven an incredible draw for the market, and proven that this technology is something unique, that VR really does offer a level of physicality to esports that is unparalleled. We've also seen skill gaming move into another area, and I will touch upon it very quickly here, and that is exergaming. The ability to work out, to use the physical movement and the energy of the individual linked into a game experience, to create a mixture of both gaming and physical activity. And one of the things about the free roaming esports VR competition is that it is very, very frantic, very active, very physical. And it has seen that the marriage of both the physicality of esports linked to the physicality of exergaming is something that we will see a lot more deployed across the market. And I recommend that if you're not familiar with exergaming, that is a technology and an application that you need to get more details on. Moving away from just pure virtual reality, and obviously we have to look at augmented reality, the next aspect of the technology. And again, in our sector, we've been lucky to have some of the leading deployments of that, where in the consumer sector, we saw Pokemon Go raise to popularity as a augmented reality mobile phone entertainment application. In the out-of-home entertainment sector, we've seen player versus player experiences taking over the mantle of being the new draw, and companies like companies like Meeleap with their product Halo has actually allowed the player to put on special augmented reality glasses, and while they see the world around them and they see the players that they're competing with, the shields, the fireballs that they launch, and the scores are represented or superimposed into their vision to add that heightened additional level of engagement and entertainment. And the nice thing about these particular systems is that they can be easily configured to be streamed, so they become their own esports entertainment platform. And Meeleap has been very successful in Japan with a number of esports competitions based around their systems. The company even looked at applying their augmented reality technology to go-karts and to allow people to actually have a physical representation of Mario Kart. You're driving the kart, but through the use of augmented reality, the bombs, the coins, the scoring is superimposed into their vision through special head-mounted displays. Both using mobile phone-based augmented reality displays, as well as licensing the Microsoft HoloLens system. we have seen that type of technology moved into the attraction sector with a number of experiments of brand new attraction systems using head-mounted display augmented reality. Think of it, you can have a haunted scare attraction, and rather than people jumping out in front of you in rubber suits and makeup, you can actually have that representation created courtesy of augmented reality. The ghouls, the ghosts, and the zombies, and even the cobwebs can be created as digital components rather than as physical components, but married to the environment in which the individual is navigating. Drone racing has become a very popular competitive sport, and drone racing has now been incorporated into the entertainment sector as a means for the novice, for the individual to try out and to compete with. Again, putting on a special head-mounted display that gives you the visuals seen through the perspective of the drone, and using special controllers, people can race their systems in facilities or compete, joust with other players. And again, it is an audience-based entertainment as well as a very frenetic competitor-based entertainment. But you need to understand I am a consultant in the entertainment sector, and it is my job to give both sides of the table, the view of the table. And from one side of the table, the technology is compelling and interesting, but there are a number of pitfalls and issues that we need to be aware of. And obviously, the reason why I'm sitting here giving this presentation rather than doing it in person is because we're in the throes of the global health crisis. And deployment of this kind of social entertainment technology needs to be refined for the needs of the new market. And we have always been at the front of hygiene and cleanliness and also protection and safety of our audience. We have to be aware of this, the cleaning and the proper approach of systems, not just for head-mounted displays, but be they 3D glasses or even helmets for go-karts. We also have to be aware that when you put people with head-mounted displays into enclosed environments, they are a hazard to themselves and to their guests. And so we need to have a high level of staffing. And we also have to make sure that the systems and the experiences are specially tailored for the requirements of this level of safety. Also, we had the issue initially with the early phases of technology that we were taking consumer systems and trying to apply them to the requirements of out-of-home entertainment. And this is a market where the people will not treat these machines as if they're made out of cotton and out of broken glass, but they will treat them as just another means of entertainment. And so they had to be made more robust. They've had to be made more resilient to be able to be cleaned and to suit different size heads, and also to deal with some of the other issues that we have in operating head-mounted display systems to large numbers of audience during a day's operation. These are unique issues, and we have taken the consumer systems and we're now seeing the development of more robust systems specially developed for location-based entertainment deployment. I've talked about putting something on your head. I've talked about stealing your experiences, but we need to understand that immersive entertainment is more than just virtual reality. It is more than augmented reality. The reality of the world around us, the physical experience, can be superimposed through the use of a head-mounted display, be that totally wrapping a virtual environment around the individual synthetically created by a computer, as we see with virtual reality, or superimposing and marrying certain aspects of that superimposed digital imagery with the scenery around you. So if I launch a fireball, the fireball has a presence in the real world, and it will actually understand when it makes contact with the other player's shield or the other player. That ability of augmented reality married to the real world has been also married to the ability of virtual reality to create a virtual space. And we've seen that develop to the next level with mixed reality. And also, the most important aspect of this is we have to think beyond the use of head-mounted displays, especially for our industry. The ability to have someone put on a helmet, put on special glasses, is not always convenient. Encumbering our guests with devices that need to be cleaned and also need to be repaired and charged can also be a limitation to the needs that we have in our sector. And we have started to move to cross reality, to the next level of immersive engagement. We've seen the bowling experience change drastically with the application of projection mapping, the ability to project an image onto a surface, and through tracking technology, the ball and the player's movements can be monitored and interact with the visuals, so creating a much more compelling virtual environment and virtual experience, taking bowling to a new level and also creating a unique way for non-bowlers to feel compelled to take part in the bowling experience, the gamifying of traditional experiences. And you'll see this going across all of the presentation I've made, which is we have the fundamental technologies, be they the roller coasters or the motion rides, or even the shooting experiences, but it is the use of digital game engagement, immersive entertainment, that takes these traditional experiences to the next level. And cross reality, or XR, is one of those technologies that is really driving the lead for immersive tech. I showed you earlier a augmented reality version of a bumper car or a go-kart experience. I showed you a virtual reality version of a bumper car or a go-kart experience. But if we don't want to have a head-mounted display involved in the process, then we can use projection mapping, not only to create the bombs and the coins and to print up the scores of the player, but also to create the whole of the racing course. The whole of the Mario course layout can be created as a projection mapped and changed at the click of a mouse to create compelling and unique experiences. And we are now able to monetize, to generate a revenue from more passive experiences by turning them into game experiences. You have a climbing wall. Through the use of projection mapping, you can turn it into an interactive game experience. And with this kind of technology, you add the physicality. So again, that exogaming aspect that I was talking about previously, exercising while playing a game, while enjoying yourself, makes a much more compelling experience and also utilizes the space that facilities have much more ergonomically. And the next generation of projection mapping is leading to what we see as the future for the market, which is the digital room, the projection mapped environment that doesn't need 3D glasses, that doesn't need an augmented reality headset, that doesn't need a head-mounted display. The projection of objects onto real objects to create animations and to create effects can allow you to have, in this particular case, a fantastic shooting gallery environment with animated objects and cartoon effects, all achieved through projection on top of real objects. Projection mapping creating a very compelling experience. And that has seen the complete full cross-reality employment, where we use projection mapping on the walls, we use augmented reality weapons, and the player interacts with both physical objects as well as digital objects in a completely immersive gaming environment that, again, can easily be changed. We're taking the whole environment and allowing the player to play it. It is placing the individual really into the middle of the game and also limiting the need for us to have too many interface units. We don't have that many headsets to clean. We don't have buttons to clean. The only things we have to worry about in these kinds of systems is the operation of the interactive game unit, be it the gun or the wand that they're using to interact with the game experience. And that really leads me towards where the future lies. And many of you will be familiar with the the success that Disney Plus has had with the science fiction Mandalorian stream experience. The streaming sci-fi series has followed on from the Star Wars universe and created amazing and compelling virtual environments through the use of brand new technology, brand new green screen technology. The use of digital walls or live wall technology based on the Stagecraft software system developed by Industrial Light and Magic allows for a virtual vista to be visually created, a high-level, high-definition virtual world. And the camera is able to be mapped to correctly place the individuals in perspective to the virtual world that surrounds them. And it is this kind of technology that we are now looking to employ in the future of immersive entertainment facilities. Technology that really can trace its roots, like virtual reality, back to the 90s with caves. Computer automated virtual environments allow you to use your own eyes to see the world around you, and to, as you move through that environment, the digital system to actually map the environment to move with you. And the ability to have multiple individuals in that virtual environment is our future. Not only will we see more development of virtual reality systems and augmented reality systems and projection map systems, but we will also see the growth of digital walls and digital screen environments, allowing the individual to literally be placed not just into games, but into unique environments where their senses are overwhelmed. And it is this kind of magic, digital environments that will be very compelling and be a big draw to the future audiences that we will be attracting into our entertainment facilities. Anyway, in conclusion, I'd like you to take away really from this presentation these points. The first thing is that the operation model. We are in a changed environment, and as we come out of the global health situation, we will see a growth of audience eager to get away from their home. They will be stir crazy, their cabin fever will be intense, and we need to offer them safe and compelling entertainment environments to take part in. But also they need to be able to generate revenue. We need to come up with experiences that people are prepared to play again and again. We need to create the content that feeds these digital entertainment systems. And so we will be drawing on a lot of the expertise from the consumer and from the film industry to create those experiences. And we need to create an environment that is repeat. It isn't just a one-time Disney World visit and never go again until maybe 3 or 4 years. We're creating environments that you want to visit again and again. And that repeat visitation can be achieved through competition and esports, competition gaming, and unique game player experiences are those draws that will bring people back again and again. Anyway, I think I've taken enough of your time. If you'd like to know more about what we do, or if you'd like a copy to get on the subscription list of our newsletter, you can see my email details there, and I'll gladly put you onto the subscription. But I think if we have enough time, maybe you have some questions that you'd like to throw to me.
Yeah, hello, Kevin.
Hello.
Yeah, that's great presentation from you. I think everyone loved it, and I see so many chat right here, and I got a list of questions also from others and also me that maybe we have some time to have Q&A session. Personally, that right now we got so advanced technology, maybe that we already use in the entertainment system, something like that. And how do you see the growth of this technology into this industry of entertainment in the next 3 or 5 years? What capable of the this technology that can you see and maybe you dream about to bring into this entertainment world?
Well, the last slide, the digital wall, is really my dream of the future. The ability to create an environment where when you walk into that room, you are literally transported to another environment and you believe that you are there. I was lucky enough to, during the history of my time in this industry, to work on a simulator system which was used for commercial pilot training. And one thing that I took away from that was when you were sitting in the cockpit of that simulator, which was really a box sitting on hydraulic rams. But once you had the visuals going, once you had the controls giving you the force feedback, once the audio cues came in, you believed you were there. You sweated, you panicked, you started to remember what they had been training you to do about lowering the undercarriage to controlling the thrust vectors. And it is that level of engagement, real immersion, that I want to bring to the future of the entertainment sector. And so you'll be hearing the phrase immersive rooms a lot. You'll be hearing about immersive playing environments a lot. And what we mean by that is environments that you walk into and either you put a virtual reality headset in or they use the latest 3D LED screens and you are transported into a new environment that you want to play in again and again.
Yeah, I think that creates insight and also great dream that you share with us about this technology in the entertainment world. And also there's some question also regarding to the newcomer to industry, something like that. That what do you see that personally that from your experience on bringing the idea, bringing the technology into the entertainment side, what is the most complicated things? Is it the implementation things or in production area, something like that, that everyone need to be careful?
So the problems that we deal with are threefold. The first, obviously, is the technology. I spend a lot of time looking at great new technology. There's a brand new display system that's just been launched by Sony that creates fantastic 3D visuals. There's a brand new computer system that's just been launched by HP that has incredible power. But just because this new technology is available doesn't mean that it is simple to apply that to the location-based entertainment industry. We need to look at this. We need to take the bits that work and try and scale it down to a price point that is acceptable for our audiences. Point one. Point two is finding creativity, finding the developers, the studios, the game executives, and the creatives that have the skill set to develop this kind of content and to work within the parameters of our industry. Many people have developed games for location-based entertainment, but only a few of those games have been successful, because maybe what works in the consumer games industry may not intensively work in the location-based entertainment sector. And the third point is market. You need to create the right product for the right market. You may have the best free-roaming, alien blasting experience that you've ever created, but if your audience is children of a certain age, you're not talking to them. You're not offering them something that engages with them, and they won't pay to play. Because remember, a lot of the time, the audience that we're dealing with are family groups, and it isn't the children that are paying for the experience, for the tickets, for the repeat visitations. It's the family, it's the elders, it's the guardians, it's the fathers and the mothers. And so we have to be very careful that we're creating the right experience for the family market, but also creating the right game experiences for the adult market. It's a difficult balancing act, but those are the three things that steer our sector.
Yeah, I think I agree with you with those three point that we need to look on how we presented this technology into this entertainment world. And yeah, I think we got the time. I think time is up, and I think everything's great, and your presentation are really great, and also you have many insight from your Q&A session, something like that from the audience. And thank you very much, Kevin, for today for the session, and see you next time.
Good luck to you, and thank you for everyone for watching. Speak to you next time.